Hi Internet, it's Stack again. How has the COVID-19 lockdown been for you? I'm guessing for most of you it has been a drag. For me, it sort of feels like an opportunity for a reset. I know that may sound strange, but that's how I'm using the time, and I just wanted to share the fruits of those efforts. Okay, quick history. Over the past decade, I've had this personal passion project of mine to make a human echolocation-like system, with the hope that maybe it could help people which are visually impaired. Some people might call this audio AR, I just call it SEAR-RL. Now, I made a first prototype using a Microsoft Kinect back in 2011. And then in 2016, for my computer science master's thesis, I built a working prototype using an iPhone and oxidable structure sensor. You can see it in the video with my cousin Skylar testing it back then. Side note for all you pop culture nerds, yes, that's my cousin Skylar White, the super cool keyboardist for Foxy Shazam, Freakbass, and Bumble Assembly, and sometimes the country artist Rain Johnson. Like most musicians, it has been a weird time for him and his bandmates. Fortunately, Skylar also owns a tea company that makes really good tea, so if you feel inclined to like tea and have a couple bucks to spare, go check out Wendigo's Tea's website. I will place a link to the video and the website below. Now, back to the main topic. So, I got my master's, went on to have a normal software career for a while. However, SEAR-RL was always in the back of my mind and how I could make it better. So call it a midlife crisis or desperate move to get over a heartbreak, I decided to quit my job around Thanksgiving to figure out what I wanted to do with my life and maybe take a second look at SEAR-RL. I know, I have great timing. First, with the help of my friends from the Audio Kit project, I was able to create my own audio unit synthesizer. For those of you familiar with iOS development, then you probably know that developing audio units are some of the blackest of the black arts you can do on iOS. I would love to explain to the rest of you how hard they are to make, but unfortunately there is no overview available. Still, I got it done, and I can control the sounds that I needed for SEAR at a level I never could before. P.S. Also show my Audio Kit and Synth1 friends some love too. The links are below. I finished all that, and guess what? Everything went into lockdown. However, at that moment, something entered the scene that got my attention. Apple introduced the new 2020 iPad Pro with the built-in LiDAR display for augmented reality applications. Believe it or not, this one little sensor is what can make SEAR-RL a reality for the masses because it's no longer dependent on external hardware. So I broke down and got it, and I've been working like mad ever since. So let me show you what I got. Okay, I'm sure some of you are going to hear everything and think this is a really weird audio art project. However, all the sounds you hear have a particular thought-out design to help represent the surrounding real world. The idea is to create a persistent soundscape similar to how we view objects in real life, to create an instinctual experience. Projects like this in the past have tried to use audible descriptors to describe a person's surroundings. The problem with that is as sighted people, we do not use sub-vocalization to continually narrate and describe our surrounding environment. So why should we enforce insisting non-sighted people to experience the world in that same way? The new iPad can also do scene reconstruction. So as a bonus, I've also created unique sounds for each of the objects the scene reconstruction can recognize. Actually, this one was a bit of a surprise to me during testing. SEAR-RL is picking up the cable guardrails on the bridge, which I wasn't expecting it to do. Here are also a few grocery products to show how the system can be integrated with the text recognition.
Organic. Pinto. Sauce. Pizza. Ramen. Diced mangoes.
So the question is, what do I do with this now? All this seems like a sure fit for something like the Microsoft HoloLens. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm between gigs right now, so I don't have $5 grand to just throw down on a HoloLens dev kit. No, I'm not going to ask for money or start a GoFundMe page. I'm just stating the facts. Alternatively, there's the possibility that Apple might decide to stick the LiDAR sensor on the iPhone and make it into an AR headset in the future. The rumor mills and the patent applications seem to hint that they're heading in that direction. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm still between gigs, so I'm not sure if I can hold out that long to see that become a reality. As for other possibilities, all the other AR companies seem to be dropping like flies, and the non-AR dedicated ones jump from one AR project to another like an ADHD kid on a sugar high, so it's hard to tell. But also revisiting this project has got me thinking. I have personally worked with virtual and augmented reality tech off and on for a long while now, and despite everything, it has begun to bother me how most of the technology never seems to be inherently accessible for the visually impaired. Sure, SEAR-RL is attempting to turn some of those technologies on their head to make the world accessible via audio AR, but there still doesn't seem to be a mainstream effort to try and bridge the two. That itself just makes me wonder if virtual and augmented reality is just going to be another way to create a technology divide among people rather than bring people together. But that's another rant for another day. Still, if people have an idea what I should do next, I'm willing to listen. Either way, to get back to my main point, yes, we are all stuck at home, but that does not mean it has to be wasted time. So I hope that showing this off inspires people to go out and try and experiment with their own other ideas, since we have the time. What I'm hoping is that when all this is over, we don't just pick up from where we left off, that maybe we can actually get back to a better world that we quarantined ourselves away from. Peace and be safe.